If you are a long-time fan of anime in Africa, especially for the One Piece anime, then you are not new to pirating. And I'm not talking about the show yet. That's right, we are back with another One Piece in Africa. Now, for manga and anime which are primarily Japanese, one wouldn't expect to see much of an African relevance or reference in them. However, that's not Oda's style of writing. This is because the One Piece story has been created in such a fashion that it includes and represents each and every person who could form a part of the story's target audience. Such is seen through character references, place references, and even themes that could be related across the world. In our previous Anime in Africa video, we talked about the One Piece live action, of which the production has been going on in South Africa. Now, I linked this to Oda's revelation in One Piece Manga Volume 56 SBS section, where he did give the nationalities for the Straw Hat Pirates, thereby naming Usopp a South African. And this is far from the only African in the series. In fact, this is far from the only influential African in this series, as is seen in the follow-up SBS section of the Manga Volume 88, where Oda gives the nationalities for the worst generation. And this just has me giddy. Not only do we have an Egyptian in Basil Hawkins, but we have yet another African character playing an incredibly important role. A man who is possibly the most antagonistic force for Luffy's dream, and this is in Blackbeard being Somali. What? I mean, we are in this story till the end game, yeah. And that's not even mentioning, spoiler alert for anime onlys by the way, that Luffy's fruit is actually a Zoan fruit, and that is the Hito Hito no Mi, or the human fruit model. Neka? Woohoo! Hey yo, my boy Luffy's a I knew it. Since I saw that boy kick off his shoes to fight Doffy, I knew this guy was African. My boy is a pero. I'm sorry, I have to get this. Pero. Gotcha. Mosh. Uh-huh. So that's not what they mean by Nika? Oh, my bad. Okay. Fine. Gotcha. So, Luffy and a but we still have Blackbeard, and one out of the two major forces of the endgame is good enough for me. And whilst I would love to go through a list of all the other characters and try to tell you who or the other is more likely to be African, I don't have that confirmation from any SBS sections, so I'd have to reserve that for a future video, which we can just have fun and designate our own nationalities to characters whom we love from this story. However, that is not the end of this train. We still have another reference which I feel is a tidbit more on the nose. And for this location reference, we will have to sail all the way to the land of Arabasta or Alabasta, all depending on the translation of what you're reading or watching. My research into the places that this could reference have varied from Mesopotamia or ancient Iraq to the Middle East to some parts of India. For me, I have no question that this is a clear-cut reference to Egypt. I derive my reasoning mostly from the name of the island Alabasta, a name which is also used for the mineral that is found in ancient Egyptian artifacts. However, you can see that there is that influence from the Middle East and Indian architecture in parts of Alabasta. These are some of the more factual things I could find from my research for what is an African reference in One Piece, but I added a few just for the fun of it, because this is a story of Joy Boy. Let's get to it. Relative to Minone and Queen's impeccable singing talent is Brook, Yoki, and their former crew, the Lamba Pirates, also known as the Ramba Pirates, again dependent on the translation for the medium you are reading or watching. And much like our very own native Kikuyu language speakers, Asiatic dialects do struggle with the R's and L's of certain terminologies, hence the Ramba-Lamba kind of difference. For me as an African though, and maybe for you too if you have spotted it, Ramba just doesn't sound quite right, does it? It kinda seems like it's missing something, doesn't it? There it is. Now that makes much more sense. They are neither the Lamba pirates, neither are they the Ramba pirates. They're actually the Roomba pirates. So, whilst the anime makes them sound like this, this is actually what they're jamming to. And I love that nobody can actually argue with me on this because Brook does have that Afrofusion. Anyway, that's my time, and I do hope that you have enjoyed this entry into the Anifrica playlist, and I do hope to see you all for the next Anime in Africa review, which will be, well, pretty much whatever you tell me to look into in the comment section down below. Till then, it's been your soon-to-be favorite Uncle Omari, and I hope to see you all in in the next one. Hope to see you all in the next one. Brook, play us out. Monzele nazali kontuta pona pesa nzoto kilo oya kolulanga kotela miso mpamba bina nangai male